Hello, in this video I'll teach you how to use the method completing the square. Now when do we use this method? There are quadratic equations that are difficult to factorize. In such case we can use the method called completing the square. So let me show how it works. X squared plus 4x plus 2 is not easy to factorize. We cannot use the sum and product method. This is not difference of two squares, and this is not even a perfect square trinomial, and there are no common factors among the three terms, except for, of course, the second and third term. There are common factors, but that will not help us solve the equation. So we're going to use completing the square. Listen carefully. This is just easy. First thing you have to do is look at the first term. Make sure that its coefficient is positive 1. Otherwise, you're going to have to include another step before we proceed to this. Okay? So, first, you get the square root of that first term. The square root of x squared is x. Write it down. The next thing you have to do is to look at the second term. The second term is divided by 2x, always 2x, okay? And you also have to consider the sign of that second term. So this is positive 4x divided by positive 2x is 2, so it's positive. Next, you enclose that in parentheses and square that. Okay, the next thing you have to do is look at this number, square that. The square of 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So subtract 4 from this. And then just copy the third term. Okay? That easy. Now we can simplify this. Let's copy the first term here. X plus 2 squared, negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So that's it. Now we can solve x by isolating x. Let's bring negative 2 to the other side of the equation. So we'll have x plus 2 squared. This is plus equals 2. Okay? Get the square root of both sides. Plus and minus. So x plus 2 squared, square root of that is x plus 2 equals positive, negative, square root of 2. Isolate x, subtract both sides by negative 2. We'll have here x equals negative 2 plus and minus square root of 2. So in this particular quadratic equation, we have two solutions. One is negative 2 plus square root of 2, and the other is negative 2 minus square root of 2. Another useful thing about this method is that, look at this. This is in the form, vertex form. Y equals x minus h squared plus k, wherein h and k, hk is the vertex of the quadratic graph. Okay, so in this particular case, h is negative 2 and k is negative 2. So the vertex lies on negative 2, negative 2. Okay, let's have another example. Okay, look at this. You may pause the video if you like, okay, to try and solve this quadratic equation. First, get the square root of x squared, that's x. Divide this by negative 2x, that's negative 2. Square that. Consider this, negative 2 squared is 4, so subtract 4. And then just copy plus 11. And that's it. Simplify. X minus 2 squared, negative 4 plus 11 is positive 7. To solve for x, isolate this. So we have here x minus 2 squared Subtract both sides by negative by 7. Okay, so we have here negative 7. Get the square root of both sides. Huh? So this is impossible. No solution in that case. Let me see. Something wrong. Negative 4 plus 11. Positive 7. Negative 7. Okay, yeah. In that case, there's no such thing as square root of negative 7, so there's no solution. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. I hope you understand the process. If you have questions, comment on the chat below.